This is a reboot, second time round, logging on, long distance guest speaker, and sometimes we have technical issues, which means I have to then disconnect the live and restart over. So, second time lucky, let's go. Thank you for returning, guys, and excuse the inconvenience. Let's see if I could. Okay, let's see if Simone gets to request me, or are you struggling with reception? So guys, let's start again. All right, tonight we have a poet, writer, author, and performer from JA. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, it is now. Here we go. And she goes by the name of Simone Dewar. Here we go. Yeah, let's see how we go. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, whatever signal and airways and 3G and 5G and no G, whatever it is. Listen, don't let me start burn my sage and Palo Santo stick on it, yeah?
It's crazy. It's crazy. God.
Start burn my bush.
Talk, yes.
He wants to talk. I'm going to start burn bush. Big artist, start around.
Yes, yes.
Yeah? Go ahead. Yeah, seriously. All right, let's try again. Hi guys, thanks for returning, and excuse the signal, it's live. Different regions, countries, it's like go, right, Simone? And so we just work through it as we do. So guys, for those who didn't hear that on the recap, this is the beautiful Simone, all the way from Jamaica. Poet, writer, author. She's something special. I definitely think she is. Yeah. So let's start over just for those who missed it, and hopefully we can flow easy this time. Yeah. All right. Whew. I was asking you how you spent your day today. I'll recap. And you said you just spent it relaxing, chilling, and conversing with your management team. That's great. Yeah. And the first question was, who is Simone? Do you want to take it from there?
Okay. So Simone is a Jamaican woman with 2 children, 2 girls, 2 daughters, 12 years apart. I spent some time in England myself, just like you, Silver.
Oh,
a great friend of mine in the chat, Rory.
He's nice
in England too. Hi, Rory.
Hi.
So I'm just
British link up.
A lover of people, a lover of life, you know, and that's about it. So I won't go into my artistry. I've gone through a lot, and I really didn't know self, didn't know me, myself, for a very long time.
Okay.
Over the last decade, I would say I have just started to know me. I was introduced to the all-knowing Simone.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's
beautiful. Before you persist, Simone, I have an auntie called Simone, and we call her Sissy. I'm about to call you Sissy by accident, like Sissy Simone, yeah? Do they call you that in Jamaica?
No, call me Sim Sim or
Sim Sim. Maybe it's a Dominican side of me. I'm half JA and I'm half Dominican. So, all right, so do me a favor. If you can sit slightly back, because I want to see the whole of your face. Beautiful. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So, you told us a bit about yourself. Tell us, what was you like as a child?
As a child, I was very creative, but very shy.
Me too.
Very shy. Like, I was aware of others and people, and even though I was expressive, I didn't want to necessarily express myself in public. So that took a while for me to, come into myself.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Do you have a favorite childhood memory?
A Favorite childhood memory? That's a very good question, you know.
Coming from a very good talk host. Hello.
Excellent question. I'm trying to think right now. Um, hmm, probably one of my travels because I grew up with a single mom. My dad
Mhm.
was, but they got divorced, and
Yeah.
it was amazing. So we used to travel a lot, and probably just one of my escapades, maybe going to um this sounds so cliche and I'm not even into that place right now as an adult, but probably going to Disney World and SeaWorld.
That's okay. But that's the
My
beautiful
mom.
thing about the question. Disclaimer, guys, who's watching this now and who will watch this back. One thing about me, and I really need to share this, as you said, it sounds cliche. Free flowing thoughts is all about literally embodying what that means. So if you want to come on in your rollers in your bed, I will be happy to have you because it's about, I always say, life is trying to engineer us to be everything that we're not. This
True.
system, not life, the system. So even if you were like, I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow, I'd be happy for you because we've lost that childlike self that keeps us fruitful. So that's a beautiful thing. You go, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disneyland. All right. And another warm-up question would be, lastly, before we get into the meat of your conversation and your piece, um, what two celebrities individually would you want to have dinner with?
Oh, okay.
Anyone in the entire world, but it has to be a celebrity.
All right, so they're both probably singers because I love music. Music is my go-to place.
I can see.
One is dead, one is no longer alive. Definitely Marvin Gaye. He's my favorite singer. I love him so much.
Mhm.
I listen to him constantly. I know the entire What's Going On album.
What do you love? What do you love about him so much?
Okay, so the What's Going On album to me is so prolific and even prophetic. Like even to this day when I listen to it, like just the things that are going on right now in the world is
Mm.
it's like, wow, you are so ahead of your time somewhat, because
Yes,
time all those things were still going on, you know what I mean? So it was within his time too. And I know he
absolutely.
struggled, he had an addictive personality, he struggled with probably substance abuse, and I would just love to sit with him because to me he's so creative and just so when I hear his music, it
Mm.
literally goes into my soul. I love him.
Oh
That's how much.
wow. So
And
okay, who would be your
another
second? Who would be your second
another
person that you'd like to choose for dinner or tea or scones and whatever?
yeah, we could definitely probably go and have some wine, I think. Probably smoke a joint.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. So
yeah.
that's your first person. Who's the second person you'd like to invite for dinner?
Definitely Erica Badu. She's my
Oh, come
girl.
on now. Come
That's
on
my
now. That's my girl.
girl.
Come on now. Yeah, of course.
We're both Pisceans. She's like, I
Oh,
think
is she?
that I'm the 20th, and I've loved her from I was about 15. So I've followed her journey as a singer, as an artist. I think
Absolutely. She's very
yeah,
creative. I dig her. I really, really, really do. Nice. What kind of conversation do you think you'd have with Erica?
it would be so eclectic because I think we would definitely go through probably astrology, numerology, music,
Yes, yes, yes,
um,
yes.
just everything in regards to probably going within self because I think she understands herself and who she is. So I think, yeah, I know that she's also a doula now, and that's something that I'm actually interested in too. I'd love to hear about her doula journey and
Wow.
just
In terms of the birthing,
yes,
is she doing that now?
yes, she's a doula. Isn't that
Must be to
amazing?
the celebrity. That's amazing. Wow.
Yes, yes.
And you would like to take that journey up yourself?
I'm not sure, but it intrigues me.
Intrigues you.
Yeah, I like the whole thing. So that's
Nice. Oh, well, thank you for sharing the introduction to Simone in our warm-up zone, which I like to call it, you know. So today we're discussing poetry, spirituality, and elements of sensuality. Where when I watch you perform, I see where the sensuality comes in, girl. Yeah, with your word adult. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, yeah. But for now, let's start with poetry. Um, Yeah, an old favorite of mine because I'm a creative writer myself. So I love having people like you on this platform. Tell me how young were you when you first realized you had a interest and gift in poetic arts or writing and performing?
Okay, so this is also a very good question because I was always very good in literature in
Mm-hmm.
high school. That was my favorite
Okay.
subject, English and literature.
Mm-hmm.
I was good at creative writing, language arts, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
However, poetry it wasn't really something that I was into at that time. I was such a party girl. I just wanted to go out, have a good time, have my friends, travel the world, just live,
Nice.
and it wasn't until I had both my daughters, I was a grown ass adult, and I had a little studio and I was working this 9 to 5, and it was just like a series of 9 to 5s that I was doing, and I was not
Mm-hmm.
in any of them. And I would come home and I would silence myself, turn my lights off, just go into my own zone and ask
Mm-hmm.
myself questions like, why am I
Nice.
here? What am I here to do? Something isn't right. You need to tell me.
And
This is
how, yeah, what age were you when you was having this soul talk with yourself?
I was probably about 33.
Oh wow, you was grown. Okay.
Yes, yes,
So you
yes,
started writing in your 30s.
yes.
Oh wow, it wasn't no from birth, grow up as a okay.
No, it
And
was,
damn, are you good?
yeah. And like when I was asking myself these questions, hi wordplay, I would, like, when I finished the conversation
Mm-hmm.
with myself and I went to my bed, the next morning I was compelled to get up and find a paper and pen and start writing. I started writing that following day, the day after I asked myself all these life-changing questions. But I was at my wit's end, and I was like, no,
Wow.
something isn't right. Apart from my daughters, and I love them to death, they're my come from me. What
Mm-hmm.
else? What am I doing on this earth? You know what I mean?
Allow me to ask, this is so interesting, and you know what I love about your authenticity? Everyone has the same story, but not you. So we would always say, including me, oh, I've been writing from 9, I've done poetry from 9, I've done songwriting at 12. You're like, actually, no, I started in my 30s, but it started with a heart to heart with myself. I love that because, wow, yeah, that's amazing. And so as you've only recently started, how have you developed so quickly in your art and so bloody good at it?
Because it's my calling.
So I mean, do you believe that we have multiple callings?
Yes, oh,
It's one
definitely.
of your callings, yeah?
Definitely, because apart from poetry, I just finished my short novel, Carry Her Burdens, last year, late
Yeah,
last
we're going to get into that shortly.
year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've always been expressive, as I said earlier, even when I was a child. So in drama, certain things like that, I would always excel.
Mm-hmm.
So being a lyrical poet and knowing how to naturally perform and naturally speak and naturally go from high frequencies to low frequencies and
Come
just
on now.
pull,
Mm-hmm.
it just comes naturally to me.
I want to touch back on that conversation because you're the only one who said that ever to me. And what's so intriguing about that is it sounds like you were having some kind of spiritual turbulence, like you wanted to find answers. What was it within that was riding you? Tell me what that felt like. What did it look like?
I knew that my life was not where it should be. I knew
Mm-hmm.
that I was just living, getting up, going to work, cooking dinner, speaking on the phone, just being
Mm.
distracted by my outer. And
Yeah.
then eventually I started to say, you know what, Simone? I started reading a lot years before, researching certain things, meditation things, but
Mm.
knowing how important it is to breathe,
Oh
connect
my
to
God.
your
Yes. Yes.
creator. And we as Black people, especially where religious standpoints are concerned, we're so caught up with praying to this outer being that is so far away from us that we're
Come
not.
on. Talk to
So
me, girl. Talk to me.
so
Mm-hmm.
the minute I got to that point, like, yo, Simone, I kind of got to the point first that there were two Simones. Simone on the outer, on the physical, and Simone within, the all-knowing Simone.
Spiritual, yes.
The representation of the Most High's thoughts, Simone, the one that already knows everything. So the minute I came and was serious and I said, look,
wow,
I can't do this anymore. You have to tell me, why am I here? What am I supposed to do? And it's like, I guess it was like a sigh of relief for the inner Simone to say, finally you acknowledge.
So when you ask that question, and I'm going to say it like this for those who is on that frequency, because I always say deep souls need deeper souls. So let me ask you this. When you had that one-to-one conversation of self, the best counselor with yourself, all right, and the creator, let's say that, did you hear anything? Did you feel anything? Did you externalize any tears? Did anything happen? Did you give birth to anything in that moment? Nothing. You went to bed. The next day.
I didn't hear anything, but I felt a lot of things.
What? Tell me about that feeling, because that's a very spiritual chord there. That's why I'm touching on it so much.
I felt tingling.
Right.
You know, like when you close your eyes and like it's going around and around, like you can see probably certain types of frequency just going around. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like there's a presence there, but it's an inner presence. So it's kind of like you're just unlocking everything and you can feel
that's so deep.
It open, you know? And like I would say things like, I need peace. And again, like when I would wake up to go to work, I'm at the bus stop waiting on my work bus to come and get me. And this guy comes up to me and starts to chat me up. And I'm like, look, I'm really not interested. And I was like, you know what, Simone, do it. I was like, what's your name? My name is Simone. What's your name? And he goes, my name is Shalom. And you know, that's the Hebrew name for peace. It's like,
my friends always saying that. Yeah.
So it's like things that I would ask for, it wouldn't necessarily come in the direct pace, but it would come with symbols, like,
yes, subliminals as well. Yes.
To you, you know, you would see all these signs all over the. So yeah,
that's amazing. And then the next day, you said you started writing. What was the first thing your pen produced?
It was straight meditation, straight like, you know, I am the God within. I look through the wind. It was just very poetic.
So you was actually affirming with the pen, affirming.
Yeah.
Well, you're very deep spirit, you know. Because I'm very in touch. So I'm actually getting like the you know, the feeling. Yeah, I can so tell. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, pause for one small moment. Let me just give you a moment to breathe. Guys, this is Simone for those who've just joined the live. Simone is an opera poet performer, and we're talking about how she got into the arts. And Simone has just expressed that she got into it in her 30s after having a conversation with herself and the Most High, and that's where we're at. Yeah, beautiful. Well, on that note, we know that you've got two books, one entitled Carry Her Burdens, and the other is it Fruits and Truth?
Fruits and Truth, yes.
Yeah. Would you like to give us your first poem, either from the book or just even one that has been unpublished? The choice is yours.
I am so not even prepared. Let me go and grab my Fruits and Truth, okay? One moment.
And you can put on your own rhythm if it's yours, it's fine. Okay. This is a good conversation, guys. Hi, Mr. Jules.
All right, so because the internet is giving so much problems in Jamaica, I'm not gonna be able to play any of my rhythms. So I'm just gonna read from the book. This is Fruits and Truth. This is my first poetry book.
And when was this book published?
This was actually published within COVID time, 11th of July 2021.
And how long did it take you to write this book? It doesn't matter.
Probably about 2 weeks.
Oh, you had a lot to say, girl.
Yeah, I did. COVID was another extremely spiritual time for me.
2 weeks. And how many pages are in this book?
Not a lot, not a lot. It's a
It's a
short
little
book,
pocket
like,
type book. Okay.
yeah, like 53. But I just to touch on that, my poetic name, Fruit Tree, even that came when I was asking my questions. The name
Wow.
tree, I kept on envisioning fruit trees everywhere. My tagline came to me: fruit tree forever blessed. I can give you fruits, but you have to do the rest. All of that came to me. All of that. So just to say, all right. So this is my first poetry book. I'm just gonna read what's on the first page.
Go for it.
It's called Tribe. Wish my tribe would find me. Out of many one people, one big mix up, stranger in all lands, blowing away no structure like desert sand. At this point, I have to forgive the forefathers for giving us religion and sin, forcing my ancestors to be taken out from within themselves. Now we're lost, having no identity. DNA multicultured, box of crayons multicolored. This is it, guys. Come to terms. As serious as it is, we have to learn. Your hate for me is actually comical, G. Unless your land is untouched, it just means our blood is thoroughly mixed up. Thank you.
What was the inspiration behind that? Thank you for sharing that. So tell us, remind me of something you're gone.
I hardly say that piece because I don't even know it. But it was just me thinking about just even hate crimes and people that love to look at others, and even within our Black culture, you have the colorism problem. You have the
Yes.
problem. You have so many. Just everything is just a problem. And I'm like, look, where we are now in 2022, you best believe everybody's mixed up some way, somehow. Our blood is just, you know what I mean?
100%. Thank you for sharing your first piece. It's very reflective. Touch on that just a little bit more in terms of the colorism within Black, within the Black, the Black tribe. Is that quite big in Jamaica, isn't it? Because, we know whether it's Asian, Jamaican, or African, to be told, there's still a lot of bleaching going on and a lot of hate on, different skin tones. Let's touch on that. Let's start there. What's your thoughts on people that bleach their skin as Black people?
Okay. Let me just touch on this. Don't get it twisted. I am very opinionated. However, on my journey that I am now, I try to keep my opinions to myself and try to be a witness and just kind of observe. However,
that's a beautiful position if you're not a politician or a debater or a talk host.
However,
yeah,
I hate it. I mean, growing up in Jamaica, I'm of lighter shade, but I'm so Black conscious. Like my uncles, growing up with my uncles and my granddad and my dad and my mom, them love them Black race so much. It's like I grew up with that sense of just loving Blackness, anything Black, you know what I mean?
That's
so
nice.
Now and seeing what's going on, especially people who have the real melanin ton up in them skin.
Come on.
Black of the berry, and you are actually trying to get rid of that. It makes I can't fathom it. I can't understand.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I fathom it because I can see why and the engineered of why we've got to that place. It's just sad. It saddens my soul.
It is very sad. I mean,
growing
up in Jamaica, you hear the browning. You're pretty, even when you're not pretty, but you're brown.
Exactly.
You understand what I said? So the ideology of what beauty is warped. So
is that still quite frequent in Jamaica now, that the light skin is still more paid attention to, or have they got more so, would you say, appreciating the dark beautifulness?
I think there's definitely a big level of appreciation because a lot of people are in touch with who they are and their Blackness and their strength, and they know but at the same time, there's always going to be a sect of people that unfortunately don't really understand and grasp self-love, unfortunately.
So that set of people, would we say that's more the conscious or the Rasta man then, that's more on the, you know, black is black and the darker the, or would we say it's, I mean, you know, what are we saying here in
That's
terms of?
always been the case. Rasta man has always known the truth. Black is
Yes,
this, black were the supreme. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. They
yes,
love it. But I mean, there are people now that are educated. They've educated themselves and they've researched and they know how powerful our race really is. You know what I mean? But there's going to be people that definitely need to be taught and learn. You know what I mean? But I can't force a man to do these.
of course not. So let me ask you a random question then, just to close that little bit up, because your poem was very evoking, and that's what brought it to here, which is really great. Really great, yeah, for those to even hear. On that note, I know you have a partner now, but let's just say, you know, would you date a man who bleached his skin?
Actually, this is a funny joke.
Is that another good question? Go, girl.
Years ago, when I used to party a lot, this is years ago, probably in my late 20s. I casually dated somebody that was bleaching and I didn't know. If somebody made it aware to me, because he was naturally brown skin, but for some reason he was bleaching too. And I was like, is my friend come to me and say, so and so are bleaching? I said, what? I was like, no, he's not. He's like, yes, he is.
So this man, was he evenly, because apparently I'm told that when it's all even, as in the bleaching, you know, the knuckles, the this, the that, it's because they're taking internal medication, whether it's injection or whatever. Obviously, the cream will never get you even. You can tell whether it's the Africans or the Caribbeans or Indians. Their knuckles are always different. And their face has always got skin issues. You can tell. You can tell when someone's usually bleaching.
I don't know if he was taking the pill, because I really didn't know. It was really when like they showed me some pictures of him already brown, but then now he's like borderline white.
Wow. How did you feel? I mean, because you was already with him. Did that change anything for you? Or not that you're going to judge the person on that, but.
It did. And I was very judgmental at that point.
Oh, okay. Did it put you off a little bit?
It put me off so badly. Like I couldn't even look at him, to be honest with you. I had the convo with him. I was like, why are you bleaching? Why would you do that?
What did he say?
He kind of gave me that it's in. Like, it's in now.
It's a fashion, yeah?
Nothing wrong with toning. And I was like, what?
Wow.
And I checked myself at that point, like, wow. I was obviously dating somebody that was somewhat of a reflection of myself.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from bleaching, but maybe something else. So
yeah.
I myself, like, wow, Simone. In all my years, I would never think I would date somebody that had that type of mindset to want. But then I had to check me, because I'm definitely a believer of reflections, especially in relationships. So,
that's interesting. Thank you for that. You see what your poem brought up. I love it. All right. So tell us, I would love to know, before we go a little bit further, do you have a favorite poet, female or male?
I'd just say Miss Lou. I adore her, Louise Coverley.
I don't know her. Okay.
She is like Jamaica's greatest. She's our hero. She's a.
Oh wow! I'll look her up. Okay.
Yeah, she used to wear all the bandanas, and she brought back patois in our culture to say we need to embrace it, not because we're educated on a white man's level. No.
Come on now.
And this is our tongue, you know what I mean? You should own it. So she has so many folk poems and folk songs, and she had a TV show. She's amazing. She has so many what do you call it, awards and stuff, and
I'm gonna look her up. Do you have a male favorite poet, or is it just this hero woman we're speaking about?
All right, so in regards to male poet, I would probably just I'm gonna big up somebody here. Wordplay knows him. I love Pretty Provocative. I don't know if you know Pretty Provocative poet.
No, I
Love him.
think I do. He's on my page. I'm sure. Right? Yeah.
Yes. And
Yes.
he
Hey.
does lives with Grapevine and stuff like that. I love him. He's really good.
Nice. I'm going to go back to the comments shortly as well. Nice. Okay. And is there any artists that, even if it's musicians or poets, that you would like to collaborate with as a poet and musician yourself?
Yes, he's from Canada. He lives in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do one with Muta Baruka. That's our
Muta
main.
Maruka. Yes.
Definitely,
Yes.
I would
That would
love
be
to, like,
tough. That would
I
be
love
tough.
with him. And also Nomads. I don't know if you didn't know you knew that group.
No.
One's called Puka Poo. Poo Puka Poo Puka Poo Puka Puka Poo.
I don't think so. Oh, did you have a video with him?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
I already spoke to him. I said,
So
hey,
he's a poet or musician? Is he a poet or?
he's a poet, he's an actor, he's a singer,
Okay.
like overall artistic.
Nice. Okay, okay. So tell us about your second book, as we're on the topic still on your writing. Tell us about your Carry Your Burdens. That name is so something else. It hits me in the heart. Tell me about that book. What inspired you to write that?
All right, so the same lady that we were just speaking about, Miss Lou, with the folk poetry that she used to do. One day it came to me and I was like, it would be so cool to kind of remix her poems. So one day she used to sing that, you must know this, probably know this folk song. Carry a rocky, go a Linstead market, not a quarter would sell. You ever heard that?
Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to hear it again, like the original.
All right. So I had that tune in my head and I started to sing. There's a lot of young girls worldwide, in my opinion, that are struggling, and because they feel like they have to sleep with a man, or a man, all these men come at them because, oh, she need money, let me have some sex for a little money, or you know what I mean, for her to survive. So that thought came up in my head and I was like, carry her burdens like a heavy load, on her head like a basket it goes. If you look in her eyes, you say, take my burdens away. Something like that. I was like,
oh, wow.
And
that's so inspirational, and that's where the title of your book came from. And when did you publish Carry Your Burdens? How long has it been out for now?
That was just like last year, September.
And how are these both books? How is it going? How's the journey of the sales and things like that and support?
When I just put my first book out, my first poetry book, I got a massive, not, well, I wouldn't say massive, but a big support system. Mostly friends and family, people from my high school, people that could not believe that this is now my journey and this is where I am.
Nice.
Oh, I have to support you. So it was kind of the same type of people for Carry Her Burdens too. And a lot of the people that I've been vibing in on like open mics and stuff from the States, even from England, they've supported me too.
That's amazing. Okay. So before we go into perhaps another poem, do you want to say hello to your people on the live? Shall I go put on my 2020 vision and see what they're saying? If you guys are enjoying the conversation, can you please throw up some hearts, please? Yeah? Throw up some hearts, throw up some fire flames. Let's see if I can go back. Can I go back?
We got kicked out so many times.
Yes.
Thank you, Wordplay. You're always supporting me. I appreciate love you so much.
So I'm saying hi to everyone on the live. Wordplay. Yeah, you waved. Okay. He says peace fam and sends little love face emojis. And then we just have Mr. Jules on the live.
You can check out Miss Lou. You can Google her. A world of things will come up for her.
I'm definitely going to as well. So Wordplay says Simone, the sun goddess of fruit trees. Nice. Remaining centered in the sea of tranquility. Yes. And he also says, in the midst of our conversation, that everyone progresses at their own pace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lisa!
Spoken Words 92, he says, I know him, whoever you're referring to in our conversation.
Pretty provocative.
Yeah. He's from USA. Okay.
From Canada, I think.
Hmm. I think you got wordplay feeling tropical every time he sees you. He thinks of fruits and mangoes and everything else. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Would you like to grace us with another poem?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna go.
That'd be amazing. I may ask you for another one more as well before we end, but let's go into another one so we can give people a bit of your, as we're rolling in the conversation, yeah?
So I'm gonna go straight into my EP that's about to drop under my label, Pusher Youth Inc. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's called
Repeat your label name for us.
Push a Youth Inc. Push a
Mm.
Youth.
Mm.
So it's like Push a Youth, you know.
I love it. You're so individual, and remind us on the your EP is called Word a Dub. Let me say before you start, please. I need to give an introduction for why I even came and asked you. I came across your profile. I don't know whose page I was on. You know, we're all interlinked somehow.
Yes.
And I was watching you, and I said, I've got a lot of poets around me, especially from 2012, because I used to do a lot of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, this woman's a little different because, to be honest, often, regardless of where we're from, we always look to America in terms of the arts. Let's be honest. Most of my supporters are Americans, so big them up. However, whether you're UK or even JA, we tend to, even Africans, tend to somehow want to adopt someone else's as opposed to embracing. Okay? So when I came across you and you are speaking in your tongue, but you got the dub, and I'm like, she's got a dub in the background. Dub! I've never seen that before. And she's doing her little, and she's talking about her erotica, and I'm like, this woman's hard. I like it, as in dope. I just loved everything about it. I've never heard the whole reggae rubber dub style with poetry.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm like, this is dope. I want to have her on the show. Yeah, and obviously I'm going to tag you in the post now. People go and check out your pictures and your stuff and everything, you know, whatever else. So yeah, Word a Dub, amazing title of your EP. Tell us, when was that released?
It's not released. It still hasn't been released as yet.
Okay, so it's in the process. It's in the process.
I'm on a promotional run right now. Just
nice
out there.
And how's it going?
Produced by a big dub producer called Natural.
Nice.
So I'm just like so excited about everything here, you know? So yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, so go into your next piece.
All right, so this EP, Word a Dub, that's about to be dropped is a 4-track EP. And I'm gonna go ahead with the first piece. It's called Coming. I see my friend, my stylist in here, Dwayne. He loves this one. Okay, come on.
Big up Dwayne.
I keep them coming. Coming from my words so deep. Souls are tired, lost in a permanent state of sleep. Let me tap that mind juices need to flow for you to find. Take you on a date, slowly open your pine cone gate. Touch me in the morning, then just walk away. But can't stay forever. Know yourself today. Can you see the finish line? Are we gonna come together? Crown needs to be lifted before you're gifted with death. Your potential has color so bright. You're gonna have to fight for that orgasmic ending. Prepare for nut out of the matrix into your ear bending. Yeah, feel the elements on your skin, caressing you deep from within yourself. Water that cleanse, air that spends time on your cheek. Fire burns your space. Slide your toes deep within the earth. Time body and strengthen your girt. Sit upon your greatness like cheer. Hold it so dear. Consciously be aware of when for force it wide open. Back to making you come so deep. Poetic words, these fruits will make you weep. When we're done with you, you wake up from your delusional sleep. What you say? Yeah, give me a run. Make me prove say you can't done. Girl, a good soul I do it. Spirit comes first, then the body will release. Fruit tree will come. Huh. We'll make you, ha, ha.
Come on now. That's my favorite as well. I've heard it a few times, that little clip. I said, I love this song so much. I think I need to buy it. I love it. Guys, I'm going to send some hearts myself. I love it. I've seen multiple clips of you, and I'm like, actually, I took the clip and put it on my WhatsApp this morning. That same one. Yeah. What inspired that piece, or should I ask?
It's very spicy, and it's
this is the sensual side of you. And guys, you ain't seen her perform it with the rubber dub, the dub in the background. It's a whole nother level.
But it's a very spiritual piece, you know. It's actually
it is as well as, I think, sensual.
Yes, it's very sensual.
Like the part where you say, what's it you say? Sink your feet deep in the earth.
Yeah.
That's very spiritual.
Yeah, it's grounding. It's like it's me talking to me, you know, like, hey, you know what I mean? But because I am aware that the masses want everything to be tied to either sex or this or that, so I tie my spirituality with my sensuality, because everything is connected, really.
100%, 100%. That was sexy, spiritual, entertaining. I can hear that over and over on the loop. I actually really, really love that. And remind us, what's it called? What's it entitled?
Coming.
You see? Did you hear that, people? Yeah.
C-O-M-I-N-G, as in coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I move on to the next part of this conversation, as we drift slightly towards a further close, I'd like to ask you, in terms of creating and writing, do you ever go through stages like many of us where you are uninspired, or as I know this writing thing is quite new to you, so maybe not, but the question is, stages of being uninspired and disconnected from wanting to create. Have you yet gone through that stage?
Definitely.
Oh, you have? Because I've been here in that space for about 2 years, I'd say. I'm just not feeling being that creative person in that area at the moment. I'm like, yeah, and it's all right, because with me, I like to create from a place of authenticity. And so, what do you do do you ever force your pen to write, or do you force the process, or are you still with it and allow it to flow?
The thing that, okay, you see what you just said a while ago, allowing it to flow, that's very important to me.
Yeah.
The minute I have to and force my pen, it's like, I hate that. I can't get with that. So I like whenever I wake up very early in the morning, when my daughter is sleeping, when my man is sleeping, and I'm just by myself, sometimes just in the dark, and like, just like breathing, I just start to write. That's
nice.
what my writing has to be like breathing. That's how I like it. Yeah.
Nice. So as we're still kind of dipping in and out of spirituality, creativity, and poetry and sensuality, ooh, what a mouthful. Yeah. I would love to know something that's really relevant. We know that, for those who do know, that although spirituality is a beautiful thing, there's also a darker shade of everything. There's light and dark in everything. There's a yin and yang and flow to everything. Yeah? All right? Someone said, there's no dark. I said, you're fooling. Of course there's darkness in spirituality. There's no dark about light and light about dark. Okay?
Some of my best work have come out of my darkness.
Talk to me now, okay?
Sometimes
the question I'm going to ask you is...
Sometimes I love the darkness, because that's when you can't fool yourself, because everybody is there within, just looking.
100%. So you have the darker side of spirituality, okay? The parts that most, especially those who I'm around, does not associate, yeah? So in terms of being in Jamaica, and every country has their thing and every culture has their thing. How has the people in your country, your circle, or even not your circle, the industry or whatever, are they supportive and encouraging, or have you found that there has been the red eye monster, the darker shade of spirituality? How are you finding your rise to stardom and people with you? How, you know what I'm trying to say, isn't it?
Of course I do. I mean, I think because I'm at this age, I'm an adult, and I'm around people that are somewhat of the same mindset. So we're all
Okay, good.
people. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm supported and I'm cocooned somewhat.
Nice.
You have people that will pass remarks like, I went out the other day and I saw a friend of mine that I used to go to high school with, and she said, "Oh, Simone is still doing that little poetry thing." You know, she's trying to like kind of, you know, and I kind of just looked at her like, I am still doing my poetry thing. You know what I mean? But yeah.
I so see that comment. I so get it in other. It really resonates with me, but not necessarily that, but that tone. People would all. The thing about people, you're always going to know people from the past, and we have a tendency of when someone blossoms in their mind, they want to keep you where they met you. I don't know what that's about for them. I don't know what it is about for them. Yeah, yeah. And I really resonate with that because I'm so like living my authentic self from my head to my toes. But because people might have known me from 14 or 12, they in their mind they haven't evolved, you know. So how did you respond to that old school friend who said that to you?
At first, I laughed it off,
Mm.
and then I was a little bitch about it a little bit. Like I said to her, I said, yes, you know, um, right now I have the opportunity to stay home and write my books and write my poetry because my man
Mm.
looked after me 100%. And he said,
Hello, girl. Tell
if you
her.
want to write, if you want to stay home and write, and
Mm-hmm.
you do, I'm in full support. And I just shut her up because she's one, you know what I mean? So yeah, I did that. But
Okay, and she's not in that position. I'm glad you
it was
fixed her tether, girl. Mm. Yeah, right about that.
exactly.
Yeah, good for you. All right. So before we persist and get to a slow close, is there anything that you would like to add, share, or even ask those who, or share those who are watching right now?
Okay, so whoever is in here now, if you could just type in the box, including yourself, Silva, what just one word or maybe two, or maybe a short sentence, when you actually hear me perform and what I'm saying, what do you think I'm bringing to the table as an entertainer, as a poet, an artist, or whatever the case is?
That's a great one.
What is your perception of me, the artist, and my art?
Okay, I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to say, guys, I don't know why this happens, but every time I download these live videos directly to my page, all the comments go. None of us get to keep it. So please, 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 for those of you watching and those who will watch on the playback, please add some comments on the actual post once I download it as well, so it remains on my page because it's affirmation in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so let's now go ahead and do that. But I want us all to repeat that even when I download the actual video. What do I think you bring?
A real
Okay.
vibe, fantastic individuality. Thank you, Dwayne. Thank you, wordplay. Because I want to know if there's space for me in this arena, you know?
I'm going to answer that after we do this in a moment, okay? What else was I going to say? Yeah.
Goosebumps. Aww. Yes. Listen, as a performer,
If I've spelled that right.
when you hear that goosebumps, that means a lot to me, because if I don't get goosebumps when I'm listening to my you know, yeah.
So for me, Sim Sim, I get passion, boldness, and sensuality.
Thanks, guys. I love
That's the
that.
God's honest truth. That's what I get.
Love it.
Yeah.
You guys have made me smile. Thank you so much, Nick.
So okay, we can take a moment and you can read the comments.
Yes. So my cousin Nicolette said, real vibrations, no fluff.
100%.
Just an inner peep into your mindset and your outlook in this life. I absolutely love that. Silver, I love this in bold, passion, boldness, sensuality all day long. My sweetheart Chad says, goosebumps, LOL. That's all we get when you perform. Dwayne, my stylist, said, fantastic individuality. And my sweet wordplay says, a real vibe. But don't know him love me already, you know.
I'm gonna do an experiment now as we draw very slowly to a close, yeah. And this is a very this work with me when I do this, right? Because you asked a really beautiful question, and everyone here has given what they genuinely feel. But I'm going to switch it around for a very good reason, okay? What if someone said, and I want to be straight up with this because you asked this question for a reason. And when we get encouragement, it feeds our growth. It really does, okay? What if nobody answered, or someone just said, you know what I get is absolutely nothing. Just put down the mic and go sit down one place. What would, let's go into that. The reason, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing that, is it's positive in the end, but work with me, people, yeah? What truly would you think you feel if I'm not going to put it in the universe on it, but I'm going to, like, imagine I had put, you know what, actually, I just kind of had you on it because I had nothing else to do. And I actually feel like you should kind of just change your day job, girl. You see me? Yeah? What? Tell me the truth.
You quit your day job. Okay.
Tell me the truth. How do you imagine truly? Let's go into that. You would feel.
First of all, I would start laughing uncontrollably because
Why?
I wouldn't know what to do with myself. And then secondly, I would be gutted because I'm an extremely sensitive soul. And to be honest with you, whenever I put my work out and whenever I get feedback, my feedback, I don't know, I want my feedback. That's probably the ego side of me. But I'm
going there. Come on now, talk to me.
I feed off of that, you know? But at the same time, if somebody was supposed to, if everybody across the board was supposed to, oh, you're crap, I would go back to the drawing board and I would question myself, because the information I got from me, when I pulled my Akashic files and my data that came
Come on now.
You were here to write, I'll be like, okay, let's go back to the drawing board and get this right, because this is what I'm here to do. But I definitely, I'd be gutted, but I would move on.
Do you want to know why I chose to be the risky vessel and actually do that? And let me tell you why it's risky. Because those who's not going to listen to what I'm going to say, who just hearing, they'll be like, oh, she was being negative. No, there's a come up for this reason. Okay? Artistic people, whether you are talk host, singer, dancer, rapper, artist, painter, we're very sensitive about our art. Okay? And we already know that this is a world that builds you up and tears you down. They have you on a seesaw. Okay? I'm going here for a reason. Work with me. Yeah? Now, even me, I'm saying to my family, have you seen my latest show? Oh, not yet. In my head, I'm thinking, I sent it to you from Tuesday. It's now like Friday. But guess what? No matter how confident I think I am, why are we still low-key seeking approval? Let's talk for a minute, sis. Like nobody's watching us right now. Let's go there.
That's the human side of us. And for me,
let's go into this for a minute. So what I want to share with you is, when people, I always say to people, I come across singers, for example, they always send me their work, and a lot of them, I don't think they're any good. But here's what I don't do. I'm not here to break their spirit. I wouldn't invite them on the show to sing, that's for sure, because I'll be embarrassed for them. But here's what I do low-key. I keep encouraging them, because when you're not good, encouragement can make you good, and good can become great. Yeah? Now, you are already good. But the point of me doing this little exercise for both me and you to share, encouragement fills us up so much from the spirit and to the ego. And as you know, as an artist or any kind of entertainer, we must tap into ego. It's all about performance. but it's easily crushed by one person. It could be the
Easily.
world thinks you're great. The world could think you're great. If your man don't say it, you mash up. Let's be real. It's that one person, or your mother, or your son, or your man, or your woman. And what I'm trying to share with you right now is, it's almost like we love the feedback, but it's being prepared for those who know you may be great, but they're never going to say it. They just keep watching your profile every day. They're the ones who's really watching. The watchers, the followers, and supporters. No, there's three categories, my sister. Supporters, watchers, and followers. They're not all doing the same thing. I have a lot of watchers.
My battery is very low, but I'll say this. When I went to my launch last week, I had a family member there, and I'm not gonna call a name. But she said to me, "Oh, I didn't know this was real until I came here and I saw this. It was really good. I'm not one to jump on a bandwagon, and that's why I was saying to you, do a cappella, do a different one, because I didn't only want to see the rehearsed pieces. I wanted to see what else you were gonna bring to the table on your own, you know, unprepared." And I did it. I did a cappella as well. But my point is that people are people, and negative and positive feedback is just what it is. Feedback. And you have to get to that point to not hold on to either the negative or the positive, because even the people that are giving you the positive today may have a bad day tomorrow, and guess what? They may give you the
100%. 100.
So
Some days
you
we're
just
good, some days we're not.
Yeah.
100%. But it's so necessary for me to actually mention that, because our ego is very driven as beings, and underneath that it's a lot of sensitivity. Let's be honest. And it is about us supporting each other. And for me, I think you're badass. I feel like, don't play with Simone's mic. You could just look on you and see that. Yeah. So you don't need me to tell you how good you are, but it's so important that we think to ourselves, you know what if, and will I carry on? How deep rooted is the callings that even if 10,000 people like Simon Cowell said, you can't do it, will you carry on? Because Simon Cowell said to many, you won't become a singer. And like Jennifer Hudson, look at her now. So that deep belief has to be rooted, no matter what people say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to know. You have to know. And that is why I'm very aware when I'm getting distracted, or when I'm looking at somebody else that's being successful, and I'm like, should I steal from his or her playbook? No, stick to your playbook. Do you? Of course. We're all humans, and of course you can genuinely probably see somebody and be inspired somewhat.
Absolutely. Inspired. Yes.
But do you know you?
100%. 100%. Well, listen, I know your battery's low. So before you finally go, let me do something real quick called afterthoughts. What are your afterthoughts, Simone, on your time on Free Flame Thoughts with me tonight? How's it been for you?
Silver, it was actually amazing, because between me and you, we know that we were supposed to do this from last week. So I'm very happy to be on your show. I think you're extremely good at what you do, and you get the core of your who you're interviewing, and that is amazing, because sometimes these talks are just mundane and repetitive, and I actually answered questions that are fresh and new. So I thank you for that, myself.
Thank you very much. I'm going to keep focused on your journey, and hopefully have you back in the near future. Peace and love to you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'll speak to you soon.
Love everybody. Thank you so much for your support. All right.
Thank you. Oh, wow. That was really enjoyable. Guys, did you enjoy that? Thank you so much to those who's new to my page, and those who's also not new to my page. If you're new, you know what to do. Press the follow button. Let's get supporting each other. Yeah. And I'll see you next week. Peace and love, guys.